What's up, gigglers?
Gary, fix the Wi-Fi.
Manifest that shit.
We can't be managed. I mean, the day just got away from me.
What's up, my gobsmacker gigglers?
Cute.
I don't know. That sounds like a weird move.
Makes me think of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
True. Oh my gosh, we just dropped 2 more live theater shows in Seattle and San Francisco. Go to our Instagram in the bio. You can get tickets. They are moving fast. We love you guys so much, and we can't wait to see you all in the flesh. I had a chaotic morning.
Yeah, what happened? Okay, so we were supposed to record this morning. I woke up at, we were
The
supposed to record
ungodly
at
hour
11.
of 10:30 a.m.
I literally woke up at 10:45, and I was like, and then Hannah texted me and was like, sorry, I've had a crazy morning. Let's record tonight. And I was like, amazing. Went right back to bed.
Hell yeah. So
What happened?
Des adorably planned our first ever Ireland trip. And it's
Okay.
tonight, 9 p.m. We have a flight to leave for a week, and then we might try to go skiing for the first time. We've been so excited for this. I get a call Saturday that I potentially have a soft offer for this project in LA that would take a week.
Flaccid offer.
A flaccid fucking offer. A lukewarm offer for a good opportunity in LA that is the week right in the middle that I was supposed to be in
Isn't that
Ireland.
always the way?
And this is not the first time this has happened to us. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I have to tell Des that I'm just ruining everything. So I'm like, hey, and he was very supportive. And he was like, you know what? Don't worry. I'll fix it. But they said Monday we might find out. But we haven't found out yet. But he was like, you know what? You're not going to Ireland. There's an 8-hour time difference between Ireland and LA. You're going to be here for 4 days. It's not worth it. Like, we'll do it another time. And he's like, you should cancel the flight. And this is like 10 a.m. And you know
Okay.
I'm not in my right mind at 10 a.m.
Who is?
It was insane he even speaking to me at 10 a.m.
Yeah, and that you were computing it in your brain.
I wasn't. He had booked the flights because he's really good with Delta, Delta One,
Yeah.
Delta Sky Miles, Silver, whatever, CPGs.
Wait, can we just go on a tangent for a little second about men and any flying app?
Men
Like,
and any
what-
acronyms.
Someone once asked me what my MQMs were on my Delta app, and I said, don't ever talk to me again.
I'm like, are you asking for my breast size? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I was like, how rude. How rude of you to just ask me about my MQMs.
I'm a C during my period. I'm a B when I'm not. Leave me alone. He goes, okay, you have to cancel the flight. He's like, I did all this stuff. Can you just cancel the flight? I was like, easy
Yeah.
peasy lemon squeezy. He goes, but we can't do, I couldn't figure out how to do it on the app. You have to call someone. And I go, okay, that's an issue. Because I don't, there's so many of these companies. You have to
At
call.
this point, you just rather get on the flight.
Yeah. This point, the gig. Even someone's like, oh, I sent you mail. I'm like, if it's mail, I throw it away.
Okay, I've also been getting someone else's mail, and I've just been throwing it away.
I thought you were like, I've been opening it and it's wild.
No, because here's the other thing. Opening someone else's mail, how would they know that it's a felony?
Technically,
How would
it's
you
illegal.
know?
Yeah, I mean, add
Yeah.
that to your list of reasons you're going to be arrested someday. But anyway, I try to call, and immediately they're like, there's a 45-minute wait. And you know that we're recording Giggly Squad at 10:45, and you know I have priorities. So I said this, hung up, and he went out to walk the dog, thinking I'm being a good little girl waiting.
But they can call you back.
Yeah, but I'm not having them call me back during Giggly Squad.
Oh, right.
That's
Okay.
my 1
okay.
hour of glee during the
Peace.
week.
Yeah.
Entire week I wait for this moment.
Yeah.
Besides my therapy, that's nice too. Thank you. It's my therapist. So
Many thanks.
so I think I'm savvier than I am, and I'm like, he doesn't know how the Delta app works. I'm gonna go into the Delta app and figure out how to cancel my flight. So I press modify, and it was like, no, you need to call someone. I said that. I scroll the bottom, it says cancel, and I'm like, he's gonna be so proud of me. I figured it out. I press cancel, and then I was like, and it says continue. And I click continue, and suddenly everything is canceled.
Gone.
My heart starts beating, and I look at it. I canceled his flight too.
Oh, he's still going.
He's still going.
Okay.
And because he has some gigs in Ireland, and to get his flight, he had to like give some certificate of some, like basically it took him hours to do this. So my heart starts beating, and I'm not gonna, I was scared.
Yeah, no, that's terrifying.
My heart starts
You
beating.
immediately go into a cold sweat.
I go into a cold sweat, and I hear him like come back from walking the dog, and he's like, "How's it going?" And I go, "Can you check your email? I think I canceled the flight." He's like, "Oh my God."
Yeah, because okay, so then
Because not only did I ruin the vacation he planned, but now I'm ruining his trip.
and now you're sitting waiting for that phone call for 45 minutes.
So I did what a mature person does, because he was like in shock, and I was like,
started crying.
I start crying, and I leave. Like I literally had to leave the house.
As you should.
I jumped on a flight somewhere else, but I like went for a walk, and I immediately start like trying to get Delta over text, and I'm like, "It's an emergency. My fiance is going to kill me. I'm getting a divorce. I need you to respond." Like I was like one of those crazy people on customer
You can
service.
text them?
So apparently you can. And someone's like, "Hi, it's Sheila. How can I help you?" And I'm like, literally read the last
Cool as a cucumber.
I was rage texting Sheila. I was like, "Sheila, get your together." But again,
This is not a drill, Sheila. This is code blue. And we have
I'm
work
like,
to do.
girl to girl, we Sheila, get it together. So I'm I'm Tequila Katie texting Sheila.
Yeah. Yep.
I wasn't threatening her, but I was like, "This is serious. I don't care who else you're talking
Sheila
to."
is really Sheena.
Finally, she's like, "Okay, I can get you a flight." But again, I don't have Dez's information. I'm just trying to get a flight. So I run back to the house, and I'm like, "I'm getting a flight. I'm getting a flight." And he's like, "Let me see." And he goes, "You're about to buy another flight for yourself. Stop it. Just
Hannah,
stop."
Are you okay?
Because when you're anxious, I'm the person who, when I'm anxious, like let's say you realize you're on the wrong subway, I'll get off and get on another wrong subway and make it worse. Like I once I start spiraling, I just can't.
Yeah.
So he had like a come to Jesus, and he was like, "I'm not mad at you, but you are incapable of admin. And I now need to know that I have to handle this forever. And we learned a lesson here. And I'm sorry for getting upset." But that's when I texted you, and I'm like, "I'm not in the right frame of mind to record Giggling Squad right now because I'm stupid." I was legit too stupid to record Giggling Squad this morning.
Oh my God. Okay. Okay. So we know that you'll never be someone's personal assistant. Ever.
And then have you ever like booked a flight for AM when it's supposed to be PM? Like I do that every day.
I was an assistant at one point in my life, and I booked my boss on the wrong flight. Mm-hmm. And she was like, "We don't live in Texas, so."
It's quite easy to do. But while I was having a chaotic mental breakdown, you were having a jolly day.
Jolly. I went back to sleep for 30 minutes, had some mornings, went about my day. You know, it was like, oh, I love when we do nighttime. I got one of the best text messages I've ever received this week. And that text message said, "Hey, should we just go to Miami for my bachelorette party?" And tears of joy filled up my eyes. And I thought to myself, how did I manifest this?
You did manifest it.
I did.
You did.
I did. Because inside, and I didn't tell you I was manifesting it, but inside I was like, a petting zoo. How about a Miami boat day? How about we go to a strip club and eat steaks?
I was breadcrumbing all my friends, like throwing stuff out there. Sierra was the only one who was down to do a petting zoo. But your reaction when I like threw Miami out there was next level, where I was like, "Oh, that's pure joy coming from her. And she doesn't get happy about truly anything."
I made a Pinterest board. I am starting an Excel spreadsheet. I need everyone's names, their hat size.
But also,
that will
this
be
is not
important
Paige.
later.
Paige is the friend that like she might show up, she might not. She rolls in.
Yeah. When I got that text message, I immediately texted one of my girlfriends that lives in Miami and was like, all the best hotels right now, need them. And she sent me a full list and I was like, great, thank you.
So she basically goes, I can help you plan anything you want. I've never heard that from Paige. She's never planned anything.
Usually I'm like, just tell me what time to be there and like when to show up. Cool. But I'm taking point on this.
She wrote, I think you're going to be in charge of nightlife / being sluts. She's the chief slut officer.
Yeah.
You're just going to be yelling at everyone to just get their slut together. And then you go,
hike that skirt up.
You go, well, this escalated quickly.
Yeah. No, literally. That was my text back. I was like, this escalated.
Then I sent a
quickly.
gif of Nicole Richie getting arrested on Simple Life saying loves it.
I can't wait to be so drunk on the beach and be Snooki and just be like, where's the beach?
And then you wrote, I'll put a list of hotels together and club experiences. I don't even know what that means. Club experiences? What is that?
As I was typing it, I was like, who am I? I meant like I was going to give you clubs and then what each club vibe was. So that like if you wanted to go full whore, we could go full whore.
Yeah.
Or if you wanted like a loungy vibe with like some sparklers, we could go loungy. But like I feel like we're doing it.
Then you write, this is when I knew Paige was out of her sane mind. She wrote, I might make an Excel spreadsheet sheet. You wrote Excel spreadsheet sheet.
Well, because I need everyone's name, everyone's sizes. I need a lot of things. I need like their email addresses. There's a lot of things that go into planning a bachelorette party that I quickly realized.
But this is the thing. Do you really want to be the point person or do you want to be like the nightlife club person? Because I will give you all that power. I just don't want to feel like I'm making you. Because I have other people who are like, oh, I'll do it. Actually, a lot of my friends are, I think because they know that I'm incapable and we know what happens when I'm in charge of admin. All of my friends have been like, we'll do it, Hannah.
Look, my PowerPoint presentation is halfway done on like why we should do the things that I want to do. And I also have aesthetic vibes for each night. Like the first night is like we have something matching on, but it's like hot matching. And then like if we do a boat day, that's when we do like matching colored bikinis because like pictures. And if anyone is against this in the group email,
they might get cut.
It's like, oh, we actually can't accommodate you.
You're gonna text me on the side, be like, hey, I know you've been friends with her for 12 years, but like her note on section 2 PowerPoint B was unacceptable and I'm not gonna be able to work in this environment. But also, I'm not doing sashes. I'm not doing like the script. No. And for people who are listening, it's because you guys did it already that I don't want to do it. You're not chuggy because you did it. It's because you've done it so well that I'm like, we can't. I want to have it. And also, it's such a good group of women, Paige. It is such a good group that
I know. I can't.
Oh my God, I forgot one person. But no, it's okay.
Shoot. Just create a whole new thread like we're doing it for the first time.
Yeah. Oh my God, I feel bad. Anyway.
I also feel like we need like a Mexican themed night one night because you love Mexican food.
Because you love having diarrhea.
Yeah. I want you to actually.
How do you feel about like a stripper pole class? Is that chuggy? Like I could see you quitting 2 minutes in and that makes me laugh.
If they could come to, okay, that depends on what hotel we stay at and like what the suite situation is. Like, if we can all go into your, like, suite and do a pole class, I would be down with that. But, like, if we have to wake up on, like, a Saturday morning and go do a stripper
No morning for sure. Or it could be fun if we, like, all learned a hip-hop dance and then performed it and made a music video.
I'd rather go to the petting zoo.
I feel so, you know how, like, you never have all your friends together? I feel like it's that Powerpuff, like, light, fire, air, water, and like all my most powerful friends are coming together, and I'm like literally scared, but I'm like, we have to like fight the patriarchy. Like, what are we gonna do once we're all in the same room together? Like crazy.
We could do a music video on the boat day.
Yeah. Also, like, my friend Becca from college is so funny. She gets all excited and she's like, oh, my friend is learning how to play piano. I'm going to learn to play saxophone. So by the time it's your bachelorette party, I can run around with a saxophone. And I was like, perfect. I've never heard anything better.
No, like perfect. That's, oh my God, I can check that off my list of finding a saxophone player. I was actually stressed
can you
about
put the lights around it like they do at the clubs? And she's like, done.
So if you see us in Miami, we are making a music video. Be in it if you want.
I could also see us planning too hard and then we get hungover after the first night and then every plan gets canceled.
I could see that also. Like me just in my room getting another IV, which I think will be mandatory Saturday morning. IV Saturday to go on the boat.
My mom was very surprised. She thought it wasn't like me. And I was like, no. Do you know what it was? I was depressed. When you're depressed, you don't want to do anything. Might as well go all the way to Miami and force people to do it for you. But
it's not like you, but I also feel like so far in your wedding aesthetic, you've ended up liking things that you never thought you would like.
So far, I said I wanted a pearl. I went with a diamond. I said I wanted...
You almost got 2 diamonds.
Almost 2. I wanted a garage wedding. Now I'm on the not Pacific Ocean.
Atlantic. You're literally getting married at like a yacht club.
And, I mean, it's... You guys...
Yeah.
So don't act like you know me. I don't know me.
There will be a cowgirl hat situation at one point.
I mean, we could pretend we're in different places. Like, we could just pretend we're in Nashville one night. We just keep saying Nash Vegas everywhere.
Or Nashville.
Nash Vegas! And everyone's like, this is Miami. And we're like, love Nash Vegas.
I'm going to hire a blimp and to do something.
This is why you shouldn't have money. This is why.
No, I can't. This is why God has kept me humble. Because I would have outlandish things. I would have literally a lion.
But how do you actually feel about one night we all get wigs? And I hate wigs, so we have to make sure it's one that I feel comfortable in. Because I know you naturally...
Okay.
Like, you know, some people are hat people. Like, you're wearing a hat right now and you look like a mysterious video producer. I wear a hat.
Thank you.
I look like a kid in Little League who just got beat up. So when it comes to wigs, I always feel stupid. But we're all going to get our wigs. And we're all going to come up with new identities and accents. And the accent, you don't have to nail it. It's actually funnier when you're bad at the accent. And then we are going to go out. And we're going to, like, talk to everyone in...
I want to be Russian.
Ooh, yeah. I think I'm going to be like British, but, like, from the countryside, you know? Yeah, trashy British. Like, I don't even know what posh is. I've never been there. I don't even watch Love Island because I don't have cable. Yeah. I'm playing with goats. I just like goats. Where's the petting zoo?
Yeah, something like that. I love that. I'm going to be a Russian spy.
Your name will be Silvana.
Yeah, definitely.
What's like a not posh name in England? Pam? No, Pam is your name. My name is...
a not posh name in
Pat.
England?
Or my name is Linda.
No, I feel like those aren't British names. Something like Suki.
Suki. Is that a British name? My name is Ringo.
We're going to be banned from Miami.
And England.
Any hotel. We should pick a hotel that we don't really care about because we will be asked to leave and never come back. So it has to be one that
I also think I just want to do 2 nights because I go hard. Like, when I'm on, and I can only be on for about a night and a half.
Yeah.
So this is good.
Yeah, that's why I think, like, a really dope club night. I feel like Craig just left the home.
He escaped.
Hello? I can hear the garage door. He's like, she's busy. I'm leaving. And then I feel like I want to do a boat day. I just feel like nobody is ever on a boat getting drunk with their friends and has the thought, like, I wish I was somewhere else. Well, can I tell you something also? I've never been on a bachelorette party. I know. here's the other thing in Miami. You can literally go, I've never been to Vegas, but you can go to Miami and wear a bathing suit
Everywhere.
to dinner.
Yeah.
And no one says anything. Like, it's not the fashion capital of the world, and like people do dress good in Miami, but what I enjoy is that they dress up. Like, their full hair extension. Oh, I'm gonna bring my ponytail hair again.
I saw people are dyeing their hair pink. Like J-Lo did it, and then some other people started doing it.
And like, it's Art Basel right now in Miami, which if I used to not be at that, it was like social suicide for myself. And then this year I was just like, oh my God, I am a adult because I actively chose not to go.
Yeah.
And so but usually I love like a Miami trip, and I'm putting all my energy into this one.
I'm more like an Art Oregano kind of girl, but anyway.
Wait.
What?
Did you watch my story the other day? Because I learned that Ben Affleck is 6'5".
Yeah, I knew that.
You did know that?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. I have a follow-up. You knew that and then still thought that they were a fake couple?
His height has nothing to do with whether we trust him or not. Short and tall guys lie.
Right.
I think J-Lo is a catch, and I think Ben Affleck is a catch. I have a celebrity crush on Ben Affleck. Maybe subconsciously I'm jealous or something, but I just think that it's been pushed in our face more than like reality TV couples. I
just feel like, oh my God, did you see Raquel and
that was like
James
my only
Kennedy?
note for today.
That was wild. I kept thinking it was like a wait, I have more thoughts.
Yeah, we have you guys, we have so many
thoughts
things.
and I can't categorize
and then
them.
you forget all of them.
Okay. Ben and Jen.
Yes.
I just think it makes a lot more sense on like why she would go back.
Oh yeah, Ben is hot. Ben has a great personality. Does have, some skeletons in his closet, some ex-wives, children, and a phoenix back tattoo. But
yeah, the back tattoo is a bit much, but there's laser for that.
I can totally see them together. I just don't like how they're forcing it so much in the public eye. I don't think that's healthy for a relationship necessarily.
I get that.
But speaking of relationships in the public eye, we have to discuss Raquel and James, because I don't care how you feel about them. Vanderpump, this relationship has been around. It's not about the pasta, this relationship, it's been a part of all our lives. I will say,
I have not watched any Vanderpump this year.
Same.
I just can't get into it. So I don't know like the storyline. Like now this actually is making me want to go back and actually watch the whole season. But we always talk about people that put like crazy captions for like their significant other, but we never talk about people posting about a breakup in a caption. And do you
and how
think
they go about it
as a public couple you owe that to people? Yeah, like do you have to
oh my God,
tell people you broke up and like why? And is it different because they're on reality TV and it's not like an actor?
That is so many good questions. First of all, the first time I kind of dated a guy in the public eye was a couple years ago, and he kept me a secret because he had like crazy fans or something. And I kept him a secret because deep down I knew that something was off, even though I wanted it to work. And I didn't. And I never posted him because I didn't want to have to explain when it didn't. So breaking up was actually so much easier because I didn't have to think about the public eye. And it wouldn't have even been that many people, but it's basically like that couple on Facebook that posts all the time and then they go silent.
Yeah.
So
and you're like,
and they're also controlling their narrative. Instead of someone else being like, Raquel and James, they're out. This is what they said. They say, please respect our privacy, which means we're not answering any more questions about it. This is what happened.
Right.
And they get to come up with a story. But that's a problem with a public relationship. When you break up, either they control the narrative or you. Something's gonna be said. It's never like a secret. You don't just one day appear with someone else.
I think when I broke up, when my last relationship ended, I didn't even have a thought that was like, should I put up an Instagram story that we broke up? Like that didn't run
Did
through
you
my
never
head.
have to do anything?
I never addressed it because I addressed it months later, saying like we're not together, but like you could tell from our Instagrams we weren't together. But there was really no, like, okay, let's just say like Craig and I break up. I don't feel like I would ever say something on Instagram. And that's just my gut feeling, because like when Perry and I did break up, I never was like, I'm going to write a paragraph and post it on my story with a black background.
Because you and Perry were public, like you posted photos with him. But imagine like for so many years you're posting about your relationship as if everyone's in it with you. Like, so you almost feel indebted that like all these people who have been through so much with your relationship, it's like a nice thing to be like, hey guys, I've been through all this with you, and I'm just going to give you the respect to tell you we're not doing this anymore. Yeah, like my thing, like if Des and I ever broke up, the incredible response we got when we got engaged of like, it was insane. I never even knew people loved love that much. Right. That alone makes me feel like if we broke up, I'd have to be like, hey, hey guys.
Hey, me again. So funny. So weird. So crazy.
As a people pleaser, like even doing a wedding, like God forbid you get divorced, like I feel so terrible just for that. Not even myself, just for the people. But it's a party, whatever.
If you and Des ever get divorced, I want you to tell people on Instagram by just posting the video of Kim Kardashian that's like, don't you think I'm sad? I had him move here and we fell in love and we had a wedding, and don't you think I'm sad?
Dude, I just did an interview with this girl, Lauren DIY, who...
Oh, yeah. How is that?
That's
so crazy. Someone was just talking about her. Not you, but someone else.
She's like host Craftopia. She's like a DIY enthusiast who got big and then started to have a YouTube relationship with another YouTuber, which turns out is arguably as up as reality TV, where you control your narrative more, but they have their own narrative too that they're doing on their channel. So when you break up as YouTubers, you have to do a breakup video where you both sit down together after the breakup and cry and tell everyone what happened. And she was like, I felt like I should do it because she's like, you know how editing works. We would do a day trip and we'd post all the cutest moments, and then people were legit like dying like, I can't believe in love if this couple didn't work out. And it's like, yeah, because you only saw the most beautiful moments. If you knew the truth of a relationship, you'd be like, yeah, that was going downhill from day 2, you know? Okay,
here's how I feel about posting, though, like that type of video. Look, there's certain things that, like, you know happen in everyday life. Like, every day, I'm probably going to wake up and, like, drink a coffee and then run to the bathroom. And that's my morning routine. You know that that's happening. Do I need to post that to tell you that I pee every single day? No. Obviously, every couple fights.
Yes.
Do I need to post that?
You definitely don't need to post the details at all. I guess because they're YouTubers, like they felt, but also they have to protect each other a little, and because they don't want the other one getting mad because they could say whatever. It's just a up situation. But Raquel and James decided to both post the same paragraph with no and shut off the comments. What'd you think about that?
I thought I actually liked that they posted the same paragraph, because it was like, okay, this is our agreed up.
Very cute.
Oh my god, that's the cutest breakup I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I like that they posted the same paragraph. I that didn't bother me. It was the timing. Like, everything was so quick. It was like, you saw it on the gossip, like, blogs, that it was like, they might have broken up. Oh, they broke up at the reunion. That's also, no one's talking about that. That's wild.
Wait, they broke up at the reunion?
That's what people were saying, because they just filmed it.
Well, this is what kind of upsets me, because it has me thinking about relationships and being in the public eye, and how they got engaged and everything was good, and then Vanderpump is airing, and you know that causes drama, and
like they're watching it and getting frustrated,
and they're getting frustrated. They don't like. It's possible the show was like the last straw, because the airing of a show when you're in a relationship is brutal. Let's say the show is fine, but just having so many people in your DMs being like, oh, Raquel doesn't like you, or like, oh, James is mistreating you, or like the constant people just tearing apart your relationship, and one thing might hit a sensitive part, next thing you're fighting based on some random person's message.
There's a whole Reddit thread, and I know I shouldn't be on Reddit, but sometimes I get a real kick out of it. One time I went on Reddit, and it was just like a whole thread of like people hating me, and I read them out loud to my brother, and we have never laughed harder in our lives because usually like the only person that makes fun of me in my life, like to me, is my brother.
He's like, these people are good. I need to take some notes.
No, literally, he was like, wow, I should have thought that one. I was wearing like a yellow outfit, and someone called me like a yellow diaper baby. There's probably so many people that are like DMing him and being like, she's the worst, and DMing her and being like, he's the worst. And it's just, unless you have your own opinion on what your relationship is. I mean, look, Craig and I talk about it all the time, that like, yes, we are on reality TV together. Yes, we have to watch certain things that are uncomfortable. Yes, we'll have to do that for like a little bit. But we always look at each other and say like, this is real life, and like, are you good? And we talk, that is, I think, one of the number one things that's great about our relationship is we talk about everything to the point where I'm like, I didn't need to know that you slept with this girl 5 months before we met. You know, like I don't need to know everything.
But I've done a lot of interviews with like bachelor couples, and I'm like, how do you guys navigate when like your relationship is like liked by the media, or like you're hot by the media, versus when it's not, or like when people don't care about you anymore? Because you have your real relationship, and then you have how your relationship is being perceived by fans based on how it fits into the narrative of The Bachelor. So, because sometimes like you're the it couple, and then like a year later there's another it couple, and like, are you guys still as into each other? Even though your relationship might be the same, but also your relationship stemmed from that energy of being an it couple with lights and cameras. And it's a wild ride because it's hard to decipher in the beginning, like, is my stomach excited because of just us, or is it like this excitement that's surrounding what we are?
So true. Like, okay, for my birthday, Craig didn't post an Instagram story.
People lost
and
it.
People were
lost it. Like, he murdered your dog.
People were freaking out. And I, that whole day, didn't even really look at Instagram. Like, wasn't, because I was flying to Charleston. I knew that we were like having my favorite like place for dinner. Like, I knew what I wanted to do on my exact birthday that day. And we were sitting on the couch, and he was like, wait, are you mad I didn't post for your birthday? And I was like, we just had 5,000 times today. I'm like, it's fine. You didn't put up an Instagram story. Like, but no one would get it.
Can you look at your phone instead of me, please?
Yeah, like, it was like, I don't know. It's just so weird to date someone in the public eye. So I feel bad for her too, because I also just feel like Raquel is genuinely really sweet. Like, I've never met her in person, but like just watching the show and like following her on Instagram, I just feel like her energy is really good. So I feel bad for her that she's going through
but you know what?
A breakup.
I've met them both. I've met James a bunch of times. I met Raquel once, and she was very, very nice. So charming and smiley. And James is a character, and I really like him. Yep. But I'm proud of them, because I don't know the details, but I'm so proud of people who end engagements or end marriages. Like, they should be so proud that they made a decision to make themselves happier, because it's not a flex that you're staying in a relationship that you're not happy in, just to say that you're in a relationship. And I want this,
and it seems like they both were unhappy.
I mean, they were struggling from the get-go to fit in with the friend group. Like, this it seems stupid, but when it's magnified to a huge audience, it's a lot. Like, for example, even, not to get too personal, but people are judging you and Craig's relationship when they've never even seen you guys together as a relationship, just from what they know of you guys on TV shows, or people judging Des from 2 episodes of a show, and they know all about whether me and him are good for each other.
Right.
And that's
Isn't that crazy?
Really sick.
That's why I don't feel the need, like if Craig and I broke up, to ever say something on my Instagram, because I feel like my Instagram, like keyword, it's mine. So like I post what I want to post, and usually it's like cute shoes.
Well, for example, like James and Raquel, on November 10th, they posted like him kissing her, and another post together on November 2nd together. Another one of them kissing October 21st. Another one of them together on the 19th. So it's kind of like all his content is them together. So then it's kind of like, hey, we're not posting stuff together. But when I saw it, I actually had a very positive feeling where I'm like, good for them. If they're not gonna, and this is our mental health moment, let's decenter the importance of relationships equating success. Now that was like a lot of like mumbo jumbo words I just used, but let's stop equating being in a relationship with meaning that you're successful, because a lot of people are into relationships, and it's actually not that hard to get into a relationship. Des is trying to skate behind me. He literally has
interrupt the relationship guru to tell you that I have to go to Ireland.
Oh.
So you're so good at relationships. I'm leaving you.
I'm so glad the flight worked out. Wait, guys, do you want a moment? Do you need a moment to go hug him, like for real?
No, it's okay. It's fine. We've had a long day together.
And ladies and gentlemen, that's a real relationship right there. Imagine if his flight got canceled.
But moral of the story is, if you put all this importance on being in a relationship, then you start not having a sane framework of like what you want.
Yeah.
Because you're doing it all for that relationship. And the next thing you know, you're stuck in a relationship. And then you'll stay in it too long because you equated it with success, when actually you'd be doing so much better alone.
I will say, since I started dating, I am a relationship girl, and I know that about myself. And it took me until my 20s to like know that, my late 20s. When I get into a relationship, I put everything to the side, and I'm so focused on that relationship. And it's so hard to break out of that cycle, because you're like, this is very important, and this, you know, I'm in a successful relationship, whatever. And honestly, until I had a long distance relationship, could I balance that? And I think it's because I go back to my own apartment. I know that I'm there for a certain amount of days, and it's like, do that you have to do, rather than like consuming every single minute and every single day with like who you're dating and what they're doing. Like, you lose yourself and you don't even realize it.
You're learning that you're capable of like still being yourself while having just like a guy there as well, but he isn't the center of everything.
Right.
Which is it's super powerful when you love them, but you don't need them. Do you kind of get what I meant about that from before?
Yes.
Which sounds so up, but it's actually,
but it's not.
It means you really love them. Because if you need someone, that's codependency, and that's like more complicated. But if you love them and just are choosing to be with them, it's like a cat. Like, my cat does not need me. She chooses to sit on my lap. And that is what I love.
I also think that's attractive to guys, where they're like, wow, I'm more attracted to her because she just wants to be here, but like she doesn't need me for.
Well, Des is dealing with a unique experience where he's always been the traveling comedian who like girls would kind of change their lives for that. Like, he's the busy one and the girl's kind of waiting on him. Where now I'm saying, babe, that vacation you planned, I can't do because I have a gig. And he's learning, he's probably getting a little karma from his early life, but he's also learning how to navigate if you want to be with a woman who has her own. We're going to have to deal with these crazy things that happened this morning. Granted, I am worse at admin than most people, but then I also have to make decisions, because sometimes I'm too independent, where I will always make decisions for my career. And then he's like, hey, you have a fiance. And then I'm like, oh, but I thought that's like I won you over already. But but relationships are ongoingly reminding them, like, you're still the one that I want to be with. No matter how, like, just because you have a ring doesn't mean that you guys are just officially together forever. Like you have to continually, as my mom says, water the plant. Yeah.
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 It really is. And let's be honest, it's only downhill from here for both of us.
Okay, so there was a moment where I was like, wait, so you never have, like, I feel like you and Craig are in this real, like, hot and heavy, obsessed with each other, we're official, we're dating stage, which is so fun. And I was talking to my mom, and I'm like, so does that just always die? Like, does that die? It actually evolves to something that's really deep and special, where it's like the most deep trust and comfort, which is just a different kind of beautiful love, because sometimes that early love is like chaotic.
It's a lot of jumping and moving,
A lot of thrusting in and out.
It's a lot of stuff, but I will say with Craig, which this is the first time I've ever done this, is our like courting stage and our talking phase was a lot longer than anyone I've ever dated. And so our like...
You kept it in your pants?
No. Oh God, no. No, but I'm saying like our like single phase of like we're talking, but like we're also doing our own thing. Mm-hmm. But like I really like you and I like hanging with you, but I'm not ready to like stop doing whatever. Was very long. And so I feel like our honeymoon phase was pretty long too, is pretty long. Like we're still very much in it, but like this month specifically, and I think it's because we were with our families back to back, it was not like it took a turn where it was like, oh, we're not like hot and heavy anymore, but it was more like, this is like some real, like we have to have a real conversation about this particular situation, so like let's really talk about it. And it does like evolve, but then you do have this moment where you feel so much more connected and you're like, wait, I've never wanted to have sex with you more in my life. Yeah. Because we just had a really crazy conversation.
Is so much better when you know that they like love all of you.
It's so different. It's so different.
This podcast has evolved so much from the beginning. And I think also for people to remember that every relationship is imperfect because we are imperfect. Like we are finding the right imperfect person whose imperfections, one of our imperfections, or they like, it causes us to fight, but you're like good at fighting.
Yeah. Like one of my biggest fights in my last relationship was eating in the bed. And literally like if I ordered non-negotiable. Yeah. And literally I ordered something the other day. I ordered Dunkin' Donuts. And I went downstairs to get it from the front door, and I was like bringing it into the living room to eat it on the couch. And Craig was like, bring it up to the bed. And I was like, wow, I've never loved you more than in this moment. Like, it's just the small things.
Oh, God. Anyway, now I'm craving Dunkin' Donuts 2-for-1 wraps.
That's what I got.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
Incredible. And you feel like it's healthy because it's a wrap. Yeah. I'm like, there's no bread in this.
Wait. Also, there's something, I know that you don't drink iced coffee, you drink iced chai.
I've been doing iced coffee too now. I'm full wild because Des is like cracked out on coffee at like 10 a.m. and I'm like, fine, give me a hit.
Literally, you never smoked weed in her life, does coffee now.
I do coffee, so watch out.
I do coffee. I don't know if you guys heard. Okay, well, because Craig drinks iced chai.
The iced chai at Dunkin' is spectacular. Very sweet.
He loves it.
Very sweet. It's very sweet. I get it unsweetened, like not too sweet.
I don't understand how you and him drink either.
Tell him the Starbucks is better. However, the green tea latte, tell him to quit that. Okay. At Dunkin'.
Something's going on in Charleston. I have like certain complaints about Charleston. None too big. This one is pretty big. Craig's kitchen is getting redone right now, so we have no like appliances or like things that we can like use. So like we literally order everything.
Well, okay, Paige. Stop acting like lazy. You were going to use an appliance. Do you even know what an appliance is? You couldn't even name an appliance. You just said, things you would use.
Stove. What are you, an appliance?
Name an appliance besides a microwave and a stove.
Air fryer.
I knew you were going to say air fryer. And that's because you're turning 30. Anyway, continue.
And that's showbiz, baby.
I know what your
Okay,
complaint is.
every restaurant that we order from, I'm not kidding, every single one, I order an iced coffee.
Oh.
Not one time has it shown up. It's like Charleston gets your order from Uber Eats, and if you order anything iced, they're like, you. And they just
We're
don't
New
give
York.
it.
They're like, they'll do anything to make it work. They'll take saran wrap and wrap that up. You can't even open it. They they put it in a shoebox to get a sock. They figure it out.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Also, I went on to Uber Eats the other night because it was like 11 p.m. It was a Saturday night. I was feeling myself. I was like, let's get some burgers. I went to get Burger King. It said, you can suggest to Uber Eats to put this in your area. And I was like, what in the
Like, I need
1912
to
are we living down here?
lobby with my local politician to eat a Big Mac? Are you kidding me? Is this
I'm
not
like, what
America? Do I not have
What are
rights?
you guys doing down here?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
It is funny,
You're
the
not
tiny little cultural differences. Also, like, does everything close at 11?
God forbid you're hungry at midnight, little midnight snack. You're going to bed hungry.
You got no appliances. Wait, why does Craig not drink coffee?
He like doesn't really like it. He drinks a lot of tea, and then when I get an iced coffee, he's like you, and he would get like a chai, and I'm like, this tastes like a Christmas tree. You and Hannah like
It does.
stop.
It's like a full-on milkshake.
Yeah,
highly
I think it's
recommend an iced
gross.
chai. I also like that he's drinking iced chai in December. I respect that.
Well, they don't have real seasons down here. They think they do.
Oh, true.
But they don't.
Oh my God. Okay, let's do some front page news.
Okay.
Do you have anything besides
Wait.
James and Raquel? What?
This is perfect, like segue, and I love when it works out like this.
I know.
We have t-shirts coming out. And we like called the people that do our merch, and we were like, hey, we say things and like right off the cuff, and like we need a shirt that says it immediately. I saw on Instagram today that Pete Davidson has taken over the Calvin Klein Instagram.
I saw that. And he's like, I'm here, like as if it's Pete's Instagram now. So they want people to follow as if they're following Pete. That I've never heard that in a brand strategy before.
Well, because he doesn't have an Instagram, which I respect.
I know, it's so hot.
It's so hot.
It's so hot to be that
So-
famous on Instagram.
Well, you know who else doesn't and we love is Jennifer Lawrence. So if you go to the Calvin Klein Instagram, they're following one person, and it's Machine Gun Kelly. And Pete Davidson is, yeah.
Do you think they're going to do a whitey tighty photo shoot with Machine Gun?
I think
and
they're
Pete?
doing a collab.
How do you think Travis is feeling?
I mean, I just think it's crazy that you called. You were like, Kim is not letting all of this attention go. And you nailed it. You really did. And I was skeptical, and I
God,
fought you
thank
on
you.
it. And you're right.
did fight me because it was a hot take, but I just felt like Kim's like, if these two could do it, your girl who's the most interesting to look at could do it.
And she picked, I would say that he is having such a moment right now. He is like probably one of the most famous comedians right now.
It is
Right?
kind of annoying that throughout his life, though, he has increasingly, steadily just dated girls who are more famous and more famous and more famous and more famous and more famous.
You know what's crazy?
What's crazy?
Finish your thought, then I have
No,
something.
just that like he started with Carly Aquilino, who is like
Yep.
a very successful comedian. Then was like
Yep.
Cassie David, who's incredible.
Cassie.
And I also heard he like proposed. He might have proposed to either of them. Like he's very into like falling in love and intensity. That was a rumor.
I think you're right. I think he might have proposed to Cassie.
Then he starts dating the actress. Wait, then he starts dating Ariana. And then he
Yep.
like doesn't really date the actresses. He tried for Kate Beckinsale, whatever. And then he like you just keep going. But the thing
Margaret.
is, who's after Kim? Hillary Clinton? Who's after Kim?
No, literally.
Martha Stewart?
No, he'd have to go completely rogue and go
Nancy
to like
Pelosi?
yeah, like someone that was super fit, like Madonna. He'd have to do something wild. He'd have to
Break
do
up
something wild.
Britney's marriage? Miss Piggy?
He would have it would be too much. There's no going on from Kim Kardashian in terms of like fame level. But here's what I wanted to say. Imagine if the roles were reversed and there was this girl
Oh my God.
and she just kept dating more famous and more famous and more famous.
They would rip her apart.
Rip her apart.
She's a social climber. She's her whole career. She's not talented.
She needs to latch on to someone else to be relevant. She's
Yep.
not even that funny. And he's getting praised.
I would argue that as you get more famous, there's a comfortability of dating someone who is familiar with the attention you get. So you don't, A, feel like you're forcing someone in a spotlight they didn't want to be in, and B, they also know how to navigate it. So I could see as you get more famous why you're with people of similar fame.
I also have a conspiracy theory.
I'm into it.
You know how the Kardashians are like really famous, obviously, and they have like niche things that they do.
Yeah.
Like there's a Kylie makeup, there's the Skims, there's Kourtney doing whatever Kourtney does. I have a feeling that they like try and dominate every single sector of fame. Like I have a feeling that like when Kourtney was really good friends with Addison Rae, I have a feeling almost that they were like, they paid Addison Rae to hang out with them to get the Gen Z.
To get the TikTok. Well, yeah,
Yes.
where's she gone?
Yeah, it's almost like her contract's up. And she just like doesn't hang with her anymore.
I thought your conspiracy theory was that we're all living in a simulation Kardashians app.
Here we are. No, we literally are.
But continue. You're right with the sectors. They're hitting baby. They've hit jeans. They've hit makeup. They've hit skincare. They've hit video games. They haven't gone
Socks.
into music and movies.
They haven't gone in. That is the one thing they have not gone into. But I almost feel like Pete is a small segue into it.
Well, Kanye, yes. And Pete is comedy. Travis is also Blink 182. Don't forget.
So they're doing music right now.
They're doing music. They haven't broken into movies.
Yeah, like scripted.
But anyway, who's watching movies? Let's be honest. We're watching dope documentaries.
We have
We have
to
to
talk.
discuss. No,
we have to
have
talk
to.
about it.
We're flowing today. We are flowing.
Hannah,
cried
I
the whole time.
watched. I'm also notorious for starting movies and being like, whatever, I'll fall asleep and like watch the rest tomorrow night. I started King Richard at midnight.
Same.
I cried. I don't know. I could not imagine how you felt watching it, like because you've like felt moments like that.
Yeah.
There were so many moments where I got chills and like cried.
Also, Will Smith is so good in every movie. Like, we need to stop talking about his dick or I'm like, I don't want to know about Will Smith's personal life because he's such an iconic
I don't either.
actor. I'm like, you guys are cheapening his brand by telling me anything about his relationship with Jada.
I don't care if his wife
Leave
went
Will
out
Smith
and
alone.
banged everyone.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I don't
Yeah.
want to know. Will Smith is literally an artist, and he is so good at what he does. Do you remember we're talking about King Richard, you guys. Do you
It's on
remember
HBO.
the Williams sisters coming up at all? Like, what is your experience living with the Williams sisters?
I remember being younger and seeing them because one of my cousins like loved tennis and that was the only like view I had into it. So I remember watching them play doubles together and thinking like, oh, how cute, like they're sisters in real life.
Yeah.
And that was really all I knew. But so like I had no idea that Venus was actually better than Serena.
Growing up, because she was 2 years older.
Yeah.
They would play each other in finals. And the public was convinced, because they'd never play as well when they'd play each other. And the public was convinced that Richard would just tell them beforehand, like, Venus gets this one, Serena gets this one. And they'd, like, to save their
way.
sisterhood. Because, like, there's so much money on the line. And, like, he didn't want to. It was awkward because these two sisters.
Honestly, that's smart.
And I've had friends do that. Like, they just be like, let the older one win. Like, let's not cause drama. But this is the most beautiful thing about it that they didn't talk about is that Serena's, I think, 39 and Venus is 41. And Venus, even though she's losing like second and third round, her health is not that great, she's still playing. she still loves the game, like just to play.
Yeah.
Where most girls, like, they hit the #1 ranking and then after a couple years they retire because they're like, I got my sponsorships, I'm rich, I'm out. I mean, Naomi Osaka wants to quit tennis. She hates it.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Where Serena's 39 and still trying to she's trying to break the most Grand Slam record ever won by any woman in an open era. Like, Serena's the greatest
Good
whoever
for
did
her.
it.
I love them. Wait, was that girl a real tennis player? The one that was like Jennifer Capriati?
Jennifer Capriati was, I loved her. She was great. She won at 15 years old, but then she kind of got into drugs and partying because she got so famous and she had to go to rehab. And people kind of talked about her like, this is why you shouldn't get girls into professional too early. But Jennifer had to come back. She did well, retired, but no one's been what Serena is.
It's so crazy that people said like their dad was kind of like in uncertain situations, and like watching the movie, some of the decisions he would make, I'd be like, oh my God, he's going to ruin their career. This is going to be awful. And then it turned out to be the right decision. Like when Venus was going to sign the Nike deal for $1 million.
$3 million.
$3 million, and then she got it for 12.
So yeah, Venus got offered $3 million. These parents have made no money from her. And this is the moment. Imagine you've made no money and finally Nike, who is the #1 tennis sponsor that you want, is like, here's $3 million if you sign today. They said no because Richard believed in her so much that and then it said a year later Reebok gave her $12 million.
It's just crazy. It's such a good movie.
But those two girls were so naturally talented and they overcame so many just biases and obstacles that I
mean, Richard is the king of manifestation.
The king
he wrote
of
a
manifesting
78-page manifestation of his daughter's lives, and it came true.
They both are like a big reason why I wanted to play tennis, because it has main character energy.
Yeah, it is the most main or golf.
Or golf. But I loved golf too, but tennis, the way that you like control the point and I could run around because I was a hyper crazy little kid, like I just love how we both love tennis.
I love tennis. It's so chic.
This is a tennis podcast, you guys.
It is. It really is a tennis pod.
Anyway, so we highly recommend King Richard. Also, hi Butter. Venus has her own line of tennis clothing, which is really cool, and Serena is doing a whole bunch. So it's cool to see how their lives have progressed since just being tennis phenoms. But
and it was sweet to see how much they loved each other, no matter what, and how proud they were of the other one for their success.
We have hit our time. We have so much more to talk about, I guess, next episode. And just want to remind you guys, San Francisco and Seattle, we are playing theaters, bringing the Giggly Squad live tour. Check our Instagram link. We're going to get it up on our website.
Thanks for giggling with us today.
Bye.